A few weeks ago, it was announced that Cartoon Network would be combining with Warner Brothers Animation. The freshly merged company laid off 82 workers across its animation, scripted, and unscripted departments. And this caused a huge frenzy on Twitter, which then leaked over to Instagram where I saw it. Boomers, millennials, and Zoomers alike were all devastated by the news. Nickelodeon for life, Dexter's Laboratory, and the Powerpuff Girls got me through some hard times. Honestly, Cartoon Network sucks now. If they want to put out the next big thing, they have to bring back What a Cartoon and have Spike Decker run the show. Well, Cartoon Network isn't shutting down. The company is doing a lot of restructuring under new management of Daniel Zaslav. The producer of childhood and adult cartoons will be experiencing some major changes. And with these pending changes, I thought it would be comforting to revisit some Halloween specials from classic Cartoon Network shows. Cartoon Network went above and beyond to give viewers family-friendly thrills during the Halloween season. Their Cartoon Fridays even tailored their content to get into the Halloween spirit. Cartoon Network leans into its weirdness to create unique, fun, and compelling Halloween-themed episodes. We probably won't see unique and nostalgic storylines like the episodes in this video. We'll review some of the best Halloween specials from Cartoon Network series, but unfortunately, we can't review all of them for this video. Just like my last video for the scariest Disney Channel movies, if I try to review all of them, that would make this a much longer video. And as we all know, if we want a good view rate, we need to make shorter videos that are jam-packed with content that's still engaging. So for this video, I will be excluding limited series content that was specifically made for Halloween, such as Over the Garden Wall or Scary Godmother. But I thought it was still a good idea to bring them up because they are still classics. Adventure Time. If you enjoy whodunit stories that take place at mysterious masquerades that are hosted in old castles that are hosted by mysterious party hosts, then this is the episode for you. Ben and Jake decide to attend a party thrown by an unknown host. They arrive at an old castle where they find their friends Princess Bubblegum, Lumpy Space Princess, Bimo, and Cinnamon Bun, all waiting in the living room. The gang discusses that they've all been invited to this party by a mysterious host who has not revealed themselves as of yet, and they were all given alias names while wearing their masks. They quickly realize that the unknown host may not have the best intentions for them, as no one is allowed to leave. No one. Lumpy Space Princess is a comedic gem in this episode. She is reminiscing over a recent breakup with her ex-boyfriend Brad, and it's funny because when she reveals that she's newly single, Cinnamon Bun goes, "Now's my chance." Of course, LSP quickly rejects him, and I just found that to be very hilarious. The gang teams up to search for the party host, and it makes for a great episode. Not only do we see a plot twist in this episode, but we also see a pivotal character moment for Finn. Regular Show. Regular Show was another S-tier Cartoon Network series that I think saw the axe way too early. The episodes were The episodes were always hilarious and comforting to watch. It's like sharing a warm bowl of chowder with like Chris Rock. This show felt like it should have been on Adult Swim, but honestly, they never really crossed that line. There may have been a few adult references, a few adult jokes every now and then that you would catch if you were an adult watching this kid-friendly Cartoon Network series. It's like the episode where in the Rugrats, we see that grandpa like how these jokes are. They will fly over your head if you don't know about it. For Terror Tales of the Park, we find the squad telling spooky stories to give each other a fright on what I presume is Halloween. The Terror Tales of the Park are inspired by The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episode. The Terror Tales of the Park, which also depicts spooky short stories following series characters. Regular Show dives into new scary topics for each of these specials for 6 seasons straight. First, Terror Tales of the Park finds Mordecai and Rigby helping Pops clean up his room and deciding which items to keep and which items to just get rid of. When going through Pop's belongings, they find an old porcelain doll, and Pops named this doll Percy. And y'all, this doll is creepy as I love when TV series have their own parodies of classic movies or classic horror films, and this is a common trope for quite a few Cartoon Network shows that do special episodes for Halloween. This specific episode featuring the porcelain doll named Percy is a direct reference to, of course, the Chucky series, the movies, not the TV show. But the TV show is also really good, so if you haven't watched that, I definitely recommend it. When you pull Percy's string, he threateningly says, "I want to draw on your face." After some events that lead to the doll revealing that it's alive and enjoys doing the Naruto run, the audience realizes that the gang is telling each other original spooky stories. The next story follows Muscle Man and High Five Ghost as they are walking home through the park and come across an old van that they want to drive into the crash pit. So another hilarious setup of events. You can watch every terror tales of the park that start from season 3 and just watch them all the way through, and they're hilarious. The episodes are full of Halloween spooky references and unending just hilarious jokes. Billy and Mandy. The Billy and Mandy Dare-a-thon was a 7-hour Billy and Mandy marathon that aired on Cartoon Network on Sunday, October 31st, 2004. I also saw 2003 though. I think it was 2004. The marathon also featured episodes of the show and even its half-hour Halloween premiere, Billy and Mandy's Jacked Up Halloween. The episode opens with Billy watching what seems to be a parody of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, but ends up being just a regular commercial for a chainsaw, or like a man who has a chainsaw and he'll come like cut down trees for you. Not entirely sure. Mandy and Grim show up at Billy's house to go trick-or-treating. Billy quickly switches to a Grim costume and borrows Grim's scythe for the night. Grim tells Billy to be careful with the scythe, but because of course it wields a lot of power. Erwin constantly comes in and out because Mandy does not find his costume to be scary enough. Erwin really wants to impress Mandy.
Will you two stop flirting for a minute?
Of course, Billy doesn't handle the scythe with care and ends up losing it to Jack-o'-lantern, one of Grim's long-lost enemies. The episode is goofy and full of quirks. It was also very comforting to hear Grim's voice again. He's voiced by Greg Eagle. His smooth-sounding Jamaican accent is refreshing to hear in an American cartoon, because that's not very often that we get characters from other regions with other accents other than an American one in American-based cartoons.
Sorry, Grim, old boy, tough break. Well, we sure had some great times together, eh, Grim?
You just gonna leave me here?
We Bare Bears. This is the first Halloween special for We Bare Bears. Just like the regular show episode of Terror Tales of the Park was also the very first Halloween special, which started around season 3. Second Halloween special is chronicled the following season for We Bare Bears. Charlie opens this episode by telling 2 scary stories. His stories are parodies of pre-existing horror stories. The first episode is based on the 1975 horror anthology film Trilogy of Terror, specifically the third and final story of the film Amelia. The second story Charlie tells is based on the classic tale The Wolfman. The first one follows the 3 bears as Panda receives a new package in the mail. The bears receive customized plushies of themselves, which at first seem to be really cute. When they follow the instructions that come along with the plushies, they notice that it has a weird instruction that says to put your essence into the plastic heart of the plushies and then stick that back into the little plushie bears. They do this, of course, and the plushies start to mimic really strange phrases, which then turn into actions. The bears decide to put the plushies back in the box and get rid of them the next day, but of course, things don't go as planned. The second story of this episode follows Chloe. Chloe is bitten by Grizz and turns into a werebear, which is so cute. The episodes are jam-packed with fun pop culture references, like Panda owning a waifu pillow. I thought that was hilarious. I also wanted to note this episode in the following season episode is also a Halloween themed episode. It's Charlie's Halloween Things, but it's a part 2. Chloe and the bears start watching a movie on an illegal website, and of course the laptop contracts a virus from that very website that then transforms out of the computer into a 3D virus. The animation for this episode was very fun and experimental. They also used a lot of nostalgic internet sounds that were pulled from when the internet was first starting up. It was really cool just seeing how far they went with the animation in this episode. Of course, things don't go as planned. The list of specialized Halloween episodes is much longer, like I said, and depending on which cartoon was your favorite, they will probably have a spooky episode that you can watch and make a yearly tradition. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a big old thumbs up, and of course do not forget to subscribe, as I have a lot more videos that revolve around nostalgic themes. This will be my last of the spooky nostalgia series, at least until next year, until next Halloween. But if you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it some love, because I can definitely do a part 2 next Halloween. Happy Halloween, and I'll see you next time.